to the fair. Ba-doop boop boop. It's time to go live. Talking about things and stuff. Mostly things. Sometimes stuff.
All the stuff, all the things.
And we'll talk about some lists. I don't know why, but I thought I was supposed to just scream Pickle Rick there for just a second.
You can.
It's over now. It's the feeling has left me.
It's not too late.
Maybe I'll do it at the end.
That could be your new sign off.
I feel like I would get instantly fucking taken down. Hello. Let's talk about some stuff. You ready to go?
I am ready.
I even put up a poll.
I'm adding in the last of these lists because we had some last minute submissions.
And we're trying to be cool dudes.
All right, let's see.
Bros on the go. Hold on. How to submit your list right there. Blizzammo. I'm going to make that a word too. So
what's your poll today, Brad?
My poll is, should I swap out 5 Flash kits for Zod, Ninja Face, Black Lotus, Chuck Norris, Kickmaster Flash?
That's a lot of adjectives to describe him.
What? I think that's his name in the codex. I might be wrong. But I'm thinking that I'm not changing anything else. He would just literally go with an 11-man unit. So it gives the scout, he could jump in a vehicle if he needs to. It kind of gives me like just a little more options to screw with people, or just keep the flash kits in and pew pew people in the head. They are a good skirmishing. And I still have the 10-man. So we will
this is a deeply personal decision for your army list?
Yes, it's a straight 80-point swap.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? All right.
I was waiting for the other poll question of what superhero duo would Brad and I best represent?
I already told you.
Yeah, but I want to get everyone else's opinion because clearly you're the shorter of those characters, so I'd be the tall guy.
So I got to be Chodem Boy?
Yes, just because of how short you are.
Bam! Let's start with some Sons of Sanguinis. Also, I'm going to start with making this larger because I can't even see the list. Where's the make bigger button? Hold. Oops, that wasn't any of them. Nope, stop doing that. Hold. Dude, I am so good at this. Technology. There we go. Now it's just bigger. Now I can see it. The ambiguously gay duo. I went with Orgasmo and Chodem Boy. So
it's okay, Ace.
Can anyone drop the Discord link for me? The QR one is expired. Oh, that makes me sad. You know what? I will, because like I was showing Brandon just the other day, you have to use the welcome link.
Yeah. I'm impressed with how much you've learned, Brad.
I'm basically the best at technology. I'm on the cutting edge. When people think technology, they think Brad Chester.
They think something.
That's all I'm saying. Let's do a list.
I'm ready. I just finished typing up 2 lists just for you.
Our Sons of Sanguinis, Blade Guard Vet's good. I don't really like them. Not, I mean, they're not bad, but like for the points, they're just kind of weird. So we're gonna talk about it in this list right now because they got 10 in it. Stand with Brad. Oh, we got Lamardis, Sanguinor, Chappie, Sanguinary Priest with jump pack, 3x5 jump intercessors, which I think are magical, a walking 10-man death company, a jumping 10-man death company, 5 infiltrators, 5 scouts, 10 vanguard vets, 2 ball predators, and a rhino. So I like this. I mean, I like most of it. I really, really like in my opinion, 10 and 10 Death Company and or some version of having, two big hitters of Death Company is a must in Sons of Sanguinius. Effectively, when you get 4 CP, you beat up every melee army in the game, and are often fight on death. I really think that the 3x5 jump intercessors are 100%. You have to have them, and infiltrators just stop nonsense, which is a big deal.
So it appears that this list is 110 points short. So what do you think would round out this list?
I actually kind of agree with Carmona here. The fact is I'm kind of thinking that I want a third Ball Predator. Ball Predators, for some unknown reason, are just wildly underrated, man. That Flamer just does work. It's got a good AP. It's got good damage. You know what I mean? It's just, you can just put stuff in there. Sanguinar kicks ass. It's whether I want. Do we want any rides? Is the question here? You know what I mean? Do we want?
I feel like Death Card on foot, or sorry, not Death Card, Death Company on foot. Just don't do.
No, they wreck, dude. They get that
even without a transport.
They still smosh. Yeah, I mean, you can put them in. We can get a transport. We have literally, points for it. So it's a big deal on this to figure out what we want to put in here. You know what I mean? So the list already is pretty good. You know what I mean?
Oh, there is a Rhino. I'm an idiot.
What's that?
There's a Rhino at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm saying transports for other stuff. You know what I mean? We have points, and we have points to basically put around. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal.
So Ball Predators, what, 135 and some change?
Now you're gonna make me look up the Ball Predator.
$125. So we would need to shave off 15 points.
And I don't hate that. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I just don't know where it's coming from. Do you change the infiltrators or something, or do you any way to try to get that third Ball Predator in is going to be a substantial change to the list?
Yeah,
just because of the way the
I'm also
list
just
building
debating on if we just take a captain. You know what I mean? Get ourselves some basic assault intercessors and have some captains do some damage. Also, you know what I mean?
You still don't have enough points for that because your basic assault intercessors are what, 75 points plus a captain 60 70 points.
The 75 points for assault intercessors and a captain would be 8.
Yeah, so you still need you need to cut something.
Yeah, well, I first off want to figure out what we want to cut for. You know what I mean? So I don't think we need the Redeemer package in here. You know what I mean? The other thing is that do we just want to sneak in a Reaper? With the meta going the way it is with so heavy infantry, Gladiator Reaper is just legit. You know what I mean? That thing does work, like, just all the time.
No, I think especially in the orcs and the Gene Stealer cults now going to be a thing. Sisters of Battle armies.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you have a ton of armies that just have a shit ton of infantry, and having sustained 2
with twin linked.
Let's put that in there. Put it options for consideration. I think that's high up on my list, to be honest with you.
Would you just want the 1, or do you want 2?
Well, it's Ball Predators are just hard to not take in this list. They just are cheap. You know what I mean? Exactly. Points. Brad cares not about points. Look, man, I make the best 2,300 point list in the game.
Perfect. Is that the kind of list you are going to take to ATC? You're just going to be over a couple hundred points?
That's how you get that competitive edge, dude. Play 2,700 points.
This reminds me of the story where a guy took literally 10 drop pods and he thought they were free. This is back when drop pods were Forge World only. So he had 10 drop pods in his list and they were not free. So he had an extra 400 points or so.
Oh man, Brandon's going to ACO. Bring that drank again. Once up, almost had me sitting down for the rest of my time. I am now going to ACO. Apparently, I'm getting kidnapped by Tom and Matt. They're picking me up, so works out. I'm gonna sleep on someone's floor. So I'm gonna hang out.
Which drink specifically? I had a lot of different drinks.
Didn't you have that crazy moonshine? You were just pulling random shit out of a bag, man.
Yeah. I get handed booze and I have to distribute it because I don't want to move with it.
I love everything about this.
But I do not plan on going to Atlantic City Open.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 Ball Predators are 10 points less than a Land Raider Redeemer. I'm debating, though, if I want just to put in the gladiator not lancers, but Reapers. I think they do. They don't get the Overwatch as well as a Ball Predator does, but they do bang hard.
As we've pointed out to Lyle several times, you can only Overwatch once.
Yeah.
So you might as well get some stuff that just shoots harder at a longer range. Because it's what, 24-inch range?
Yeah, it's 150. Hold on, I gotta look at my
I think it's 140. I think it's 140.
Handy dandy. No, they raised all the gladiators up in the last one. Dude, I love everything about every list I make, by the way. Makes me so happy to look down and go, Brad, what is this Dark Angels list called? Fish hooks and buttholes. So,
Margarita and Sprite, so it's good. A lot of places
that is
do straight tequila.
That is your go-to, by the way.
Sprite is just if I need a little bit of a pick-me-up because it adds a little bit of sugar and carbonation to it, but it makes it so much better.
Yeah, Gladiator Reaper is $150. Ball Predators $125.
How are you feeling about the Vanguard vets?
I think getting drunk with a bunch of human thumbs from the Midwest, that's hurtful, Carmana. I'm more of a stump than a thumb.
Yeah, more like pinky toe.
Nah, I'm way too heavy to be a pinky toe. You wouldn't be able to walk if I was your pinky toe. So, I'm not a huge fan of these Vanguard vets. I just don't think they do enough umph for what they do. You know what I mean? I'd rather just have like an Assault Intercessor or the captain of that. Plus the Vanguard, what do they cost again? Do we have that in here? Give me 2 seconds. I'm looking through the list to see if he has points in it. Boop, 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 boop. I could just look it up. I've got my phone in front of me, but instead I'm going to scroll uncomfortably up. No. Let's take a look.
I like your plan of scrolling uncomfortably up.
Uncomfortably
I think they're
Vanguard.
like 115 each.
They're 210 for the squad of 10. So they're $105 piece.
Okay, so they went down points.
Yeah, might need battle line at some point going forward. That's actually what I'm also thinking, KR. So if I put the intercessors in instead of the Vanguard vets, we lose a little bit of mobility, but we get a place if we want to put a captain in. I still want to put this Reaper in, and we're gonna have to hack points if we want to do that.
So let's see. So you said there it's 210 for the 10 Vanguard vets?
210 for the Vanguard vets, yes.
All right, so that's 320 points. The Reaper's 150. You said Captain's 80.
Captain's 80.
And
so
then you have
intercessors are
75.
75.
So you have 25 points left for an enhancement.
So if I put in, what am I taking out? The 10 Vanguard vets and
then you had 110 points to work with.
So take out the Vanguard vets. Give me a captain with a Assault Intercessor Gladiator. I actually like the list a lot better right now, to be honest with you. Just that by itself handles it
So
quite a bit.
now the Sanguinary Priest is now pointless, correct?
Same goes with
Because the Sanguinary Priest was going in the Vanguard Veterans to give him feel no pain and buffs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just debating. We can hack off because I want that captain in there too. Yeah,
You have if you drop the Vanguard Veterans, you have enough points for Captain with Assault Intercessors, Gladiator Reaper,
right.
and you have 25 points left over. What I'm saying is the Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack no longer really has a home.
I don't hate the Vanguard Vets 1+. I just don't love them. You know what I mean? Because we're looking to optimize for tournament wise, and these guys like it's just a 10-man squad that does okay damage. Everything in Jump Packs is nice because of the fact that you can just do mortal wounds and shit like that.
Actually, Brad, how much is the Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack?
Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack is 2,100,000 points.
100 points. And how much is a Ball Predator?
125.
Cool. There you go. If you drop the Vanguard Veterans and you drop the Sanguinary Priest, you get a third Ball Predator, Captain with Assault Intercessors, and 1 Gladiator Reaper.
I mean, we lost a lot of jump shit. So,
You didn't lose a lot of jump shit. You lost 1 squad.
I mean, it's 10 guys.
Yeah. But you have way more shots.
I mean, true. Sanguinary Priest does go on a jump intercessor, but I really don't want it.
Yeah. You could do all the stuff that you wanted to do by dropping those 11 guys.
Yeah. I'm also thinking that we want at least some battle line coming up with the new missions.
Do we actually know what
We don't.
Battleline does.
Nope.
So everyone's just assuming that Battleline's more
Well,
important based off of
we've got
one sentence.
well, they've got the one thing that you can't, basically the banners thing. That you can do. So, but it's only Battleline. But we'll have to see. I mean, you have to. That's why we're not 100% in it. Agreed on that. He's 100 points for just regular. The thing is, the Vanguard vets are kind of sub jump packs. Yeah, I just like to have more pew pew in this army with the bang. It's because we got double death company, we got triple jump intercessors. Adding the captain with the assault intercessors also gives us something else to bounce around. You know what I mean? Behind a wall. Those dudes do kick ass.
You also just have more flexibility. You need to be able to pop shit.
So I want that. I like this. It just gives us a little bit more pew pew, and it gives us some battle line, gives us a little more hammer, gives us a little bit more. It gives us less jump, but it also gives us a little bit more just stuff on the board to take care of something. I think the Reaper addition is a big deal, especially with the meta the way it is. Sustain 2 is a hell of a draw. Sustain 2 is a hell of a draw between
the orc match.
Yeah, it's huge because you also can just fish for dead wounds. You know what I mean? Just huge deal. So, all right, I like that. Moving on, all the tanks. 3 Fireblades, 3 units of Breachers, 3 Devilfish, 3 Hammerheads, 10 Pathfinders, 3 Piranhas, 3 Skyrays, 3 times 3 Stealth Suits, coming in at 1965.
Where's the crew tux?
The question is, I mean, this is a fuck ton of tanks.
So it's a fuck ton of tanks, and on GW format, you're gonna have a very hard time placing all these tanks.
I mean, your ass is gigantic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to turn some of these hammerheads into riptides. To be honest with you, they're just so much faster. They also have a smaller profile.
I mean, they're the same exact speed. Do we know if this is a Kion detachment?
My Moxel staticky? Give me a second.
Is this a Kion detachment or is it a Maka detachment?
No business detachment. Trying to fix my microphone, yeah. How about now, brown cow? But I have to go. This is a kind of detachment that does detachment things. It's Maka. Does my mic sound better, children? I took care of it like I took care of the Nintendo 64. Just blow in the back real quick. I like that you let me go like many minutes before we talked about anything now. Kick. Got it. So I mean, 3 times 3 Breachers.
Brad, are you even still here?
Hmm?
Or are you just completely dead with your mic?
I'm 100%. I'm good to go. What are you talking about? Oh, God. How about this? You couldn't hear me, but everybody else could.
I could not. I'm glad that, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So, what I had to say was, it's confirmed Bradley's blowing out packs.
All right.
I'm back. Backing Brad.
All right. What detachment is this? Is this a Kion?
Mont Ka. It is indeed Mont Ka. The Ka of Mont. Okay. So it's Mont Ka. And I'd like to make this a little bit less of a profile. You know what I mean? Also, we have 0 screens.
You have the Pathfinders. That's it.
I mean, I don't really want the Pathfinders to screen for me, but I'd like a screen. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm thinking about this list. So the issues that I can quickly see is you can't hide everything. On any GW terrain, player place terrain, WTC terrain, you're just not hiding anything.
I mean, 9 Devilfish chassis.
Would this be the coolest looking army ever, though? 100%. So I kind of like it though, just because of all the tanks and all the stuff you can do. So there's definitely not enough screening units.
We need to screen,
You,
and we
you need
also.
something that infiltrates, and I don't know if you necessarily want to throw the Pathfinders away.
I'm also a little bit worried that you are going to get blasted if you go second. You know what I mean? You just cannot hide all this shit. Like, again, it's 9 Devilfish chassis.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
You're missing Darkstrider.
I know he's your boy.
He is my boy. So actually thinking about Mon Ka, one thing you could do is if you put Darkstrider with a unit of Pathfinders, he actually becomes like a default creature unit that doesn't rely on objectives.
Yeah,
So
but he's not though, because the problem.
hear me out.
Go ahead, but
Okay. You get +1 to wound, and as soon as you disembark for the transport, you get full rerolls to wound.
You're just gonna get flatline now. You know that the Pathfinders are gonna have a life expectancy of a guardsman at that point in time.
I mean, they do. Period.
No, but I'm saying like, but the whole lure of Darkstrider is his 12-inch block out.
Yes.
If you put him with Pathfinders, they're getting flatline, and you no longer have 12-inch block. So I don't care what he does. You could be like he looks at something and it dies. Would be the only way to take it with a unit of Pathfinders, because they're getting instantly picked up after that. They're 0 defensive profile. They're getting disintegrated. So
they have the same defensive profile as breachers, except for the
exactly, and they still get a breachers stand out. They get disintegrated also. The fuzzy at the top. I have my volume down anyways. Let me see. My problem with this is what you want to do with Darkstrider doesn't sync up with what you want to do with the Path. Because if you want to do something
when you have 9 tanks in your list, do you need Darkstrider though?
Probably not, because you're taking up so much backfield space.
That's what I'm saying. Like what units are the threat that the backfield tanks are going to be scared of, that are coming 3 inches away? They don't care about Inceptors. They don't care. I mean, I guess the Genestealer Cult grenade teams can.
I mean, Acolytes
mess up a
would
couple
literally
teams.
skyhook them into another dimension of suck.
What other lists are deep striking 3 inches away? I know GSC is about to change. They're going to have a whole lot of new deep strike options.
Dread Knights, Demons, GSC. So I mean, you've got a big backfield.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. I'm obviously a huge fan of the Skyray, and not as much as the Hammerhead.
I mean, he has 3 Skyrays.
Yeah.
I like Skyrays. I think Skyrays are substantially better than the Hammerhead. I do like a single ion cannon Hammerhead if we want to go that route.
I'd like to get a Riptide in here. Just the fact that they're easier to move around is a big deal. The 2-up save is a big deal too, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. And having an invulnerable save,
yep.
Especially when you're playing against. Like, I don't know what this list does against Thousand Suns. This list would have a very difficult time dealing with Thousand Suns, just based off of the lack of invulnerable saves.
Yes.
So if you drop the Hammerheads, it's 390 points.
I don't drop all of them. I mean, you go a single one.
You have to. If you drop a single one, you're not. Riptides went up an insane amount of points compared to what they were. Yeah. I believe they're either 180 or 185.
They're 180. They went from 165 to 180.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. So at minimum, if you wanted a single Riptide, you'd have to drop 2 Hammerheads.
Which makes me sad. Hammerheads 130.
130.
It's hard to. They are very cheap for what they are. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I kind of like this list. It just needs a Crutox.
You just put a Crutox on top like a cherry.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my only fear of this with this list. Ready? I play Chaos, World Eaters, Orcs, and they go first, and I'm on Search and Destroy, and I don't have screeds, and they hit all 9 of my vehicles in one turn, and I go, well, this game sucks.
But So what is the goal of this list? Is it the goal of this list to have a tank army, or the goal of this list to
It's
have?
called all the tanks. He literally named it that. I mean, I would like to have more screens, but if he wants all the tanks, you put a crew tox and you high five him and say this is a good list. The list is fine. It would be nice to not get insta assaulted. Yeah.
So you drop one hammerhead, you can get, let's see, 130 plus 35 minus 85 for, you'd have 80 points. So you get a unit of Kroot and you could get a unit of um, Farstalkers, or you could get 2 units of Kroot Hounds. So Farstalker, 2 units of Kroot Hounds. I mean, that's
Mike, just make all the changes you want. I want to keep the way that you made the list pure, though. You know what I mean? It's a good list. It's just we need some way to keep people the hell off you, because you're just going to have aggressive lists. Because if I'm playing Chaos, if I'm playing one of these, or I'm playing Orcs, and I line up on one of these short deployments, I'm just going to YOLO swag your army, because there's nothing stopping me from YOLO swagging your army.
But that's a problem per tile, period, Brad.
Yeah, but you have tools to make that not instantly happen. You know what I mean? Again, because of its big footprint, people can tag all of it. You know what I mean? And that's a big deal. You want to be able to fight who you want to be able to fight. I don't want to have to shoot a unit of Mega Knobs during the log. You know what I mean? That's just a big deal. And if I tag you with, if I just take a War Boss and 5 dudes and touch you immediately, then you're just forced to shoot into that unit that you don't want to shoot into. So I think we have to drop at least one tank. I need a unit of something like a Farstalkers would be perfect.
Yeah. So if you drop a Hammerhead and you drop a Skyray, you have enough points for a unit of Farstalkers, and then you have 80 points left over. You can do 2 units of Kroot, Hounds,
I've got 35 already, so if I drop the Hammerhead, I say I have a $165. Why would I drop a Skyray also?
I didn't say drop a Skyray. I said if you drop you have 35 points plus a Hammerhead, that's 165. You get a unit of Farstalkers and a unit of Kroot.
Yeah, man. I do that. That's what we're doing. 100%.
Or also, if you don't want 10 Kroot, you could have 2 Kroot Hounds. 2 units of Kroot Hounds.
Nah, I want the 10 more guys to get in the way. Also, Peaches, thank you. Like and subscribe. You want to support, go to the Patreon. It helps out a lot. We can keep the lights on. Or at least not bright lights. Unless my head hurts. No bright lights.
No bright lights.
No bright lights. I have so many lights that I don't have turned on in front of me. Yeah, we got the 3 breachers already for the new battle missions. More.
No, you don't need more.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this makes me happy right here. Unit of Farstalkers, unit of Kroot gives us the ability to not get overrun on turn 1. And then once you get to move without being touched, you scatter basically, and then you pick your angles from there. The GW train, if you're playing on GW train, you're going to have plenty of places for angles. Also, then you can also send up a unit of breachers or 2 to also just start getting in the way while they're doing damage. You know what I mean? But you need that protective layer if your opponent goes first and you're playing. I mean, every single tournament runs at least 1 search and destroy, sometimes 2. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not just auto losing those if I go second now. So put that shit in the way and it'll feel a billion times better.
And I think you can actually afford to put another Skyray in strategic reserves.
If you need to, yeah.
But with this style list, you just need to practice putting it on the table and seeing how you actually move it on terrain.
It's a big deal to get. You should be powering your neutral left. If you're looking at the table, you need to get the hell out of your deployment zone. So that's why you want things that can move and shake and bake. Sometimes you're just gonna literally just zoom the hell out so you can set up angles for it later. Because once you basically that unit of screens with Kroot and Kroot and the Farstalkers set you up for a turn, and then you start doing breacher screens while you're shooting the breachers, and they get in the way, and so on and so forth. It gives you time to do things and basically establish your Tau perimeter, because you got to start killing the things you want to kill also. That's a big thing too. You don't want to be getting, yeah, sure, you can fire into combat as a vehicle, but I don't want to fire into the things I don't want to fire into. You know what I mean? I want to burn logs. I don't want to shoot the exalted. I want to shoot the rest of the, you know what I mean? It's a big thing. So it's important to shoot what you want to shoot and not be dictated by your opponent what they want you to shoot. So you don't want to be touched. No touching. Bad touch, no. With that being said, next list.
Let's do it.
Sugar Iron Hands. Double Tech Marine. 5 intercessors with jump back. 2 Lancers. 2x3 Inceptors. 2 units infiltrators. 3 Redemptors. 5 Scouts. Thunderstrike. Calibus. This is such a pew-pew list. I do like the double infiltrators quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Inceptors are there basically to play the mission.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a fan of the Thunderstrike. I know it gives the bonus, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Because the new,
It's what, +1 to wound?
it's fine, but it's not the end of the world. My problem with the Thunderstrike, basically all the new Primaris speeders, is they're slightly less durable and less shots than I want for the point total. And they have an awkward footprint that's just hard to hide. They're
So
not bad.
would the same logic of having Reapers in this list apply? Because I feel like
I would
assuming the Inceptors are plasma and the Lancers are anti-tank and the Redemptors are plasma, this does not have enough shots to deal with a Horde army.
1,000%. I would just choose the biggest thing is I would probably just change these 2 Lancers to Gladiator or the Reapers, and we actually gain 20 points. Lancers are good for the big shit, but like, man, you're just look at the numbers on Meta Monday. You know what I mean? We had so many games played with Orcs. We had so many games played with Chaos, and that's with Chaos not even being legal with everyone. You know, last week's. Those are just going to be out there. You have Tyranids making a comeback. You've seen multiple people. You've seen Sam Postman doing well. You're just going to see those lists out there. And then we've got Sisters and GSC dropping. You're just going to have enough volume of shots. Hell, the Grey Knight army just has a shit ton of dudes with 2-up saves. You know what I mean? You need the ability to pick some of this shit up. And that's
So what does
deal.
this list do for anti-tank then? Because those plasma guns are strength 8. Do you just rely on lethal hits from the Tech Marine? I'm assuming they have that enhancement.
He has that in the move away. Yeah, you know, the standards for, you know, the Iron Hands. I worry about this list all the time. This list is Ironstorm's always going to be good. My problem with Ironstorm is the reason that it goes X and 1, X and 2 all the time, is because once it starts to get countered, you know, it doesn't have the ability to play the game enough. So
do you think you drop the Thunderstrike speeder for just more stuff to do stuff?
yeah,
That's my thought on it. It's like I would
agreed.
like to see more scouts. I would like to see, you know, maybe another unit of assault intercessors.
I'd like to
Jump
see,
packs.
yeah. It's just one of the things is you just want to be able to play the game. Like this is, and again, this is the problem that you see a lot of times with Ironstorm, is they kill the shit out of people, but then they just don't score enough points. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a huge deal.
So how many points is a Thunderstrike speeder?
Hold please.
And you said swapping the Lancers and the Reapers net you 20 points.
Yes. Thunderstrike speeder. And they just not. What are they even called? Storm Speeder Thunderstrike. It's 160.
That is so many points.
I know. That's my whole point.
Yeah. That's bad. So that gives you 180 points. So what kind of trash units do you want for 180 points? You could do 2 squads of scouts. You could do another unit of Inceptors. I don't know if this is a perfect 2000 to begin with.
It is. Let me check. It's 1995.
How many?
1995.
No, so you got an extra 5 points to play with. So you have 180. You have 185 points.
We just put in Commander Shadowsun. What? It works. I also want to see how many people have voted on putting in Zod Ninja Face. Lancers for Reapers. I mean, shit, at that point in time, you could just literally slam in a whole unit of Eradicators if you want to do that. So, I don't hate
Are
that.
they 90 points for 3?
They are. Eradicators are 95 points.
Yeah, so you can't do a whole unit. You only have 185 points. You need 190 to do that.
I mean, I could go 3 guys and another unit of scouts or another unit of jump pack intercessors. We could just have more stuff.
All right. So if you take the interceptors, that's 55 points left over.
If I take
which is a if you swap the Lancers for Reapers, drop the Thunderstrike, that gives you 185 points.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take a unit of Inceptors, that's 130, so you got 55 points
I
left
don't want
over.
another unit of Inceptors. I didn't say that at all.
Well, what did you say?
I said Eradicators.
You could take a unit of 3.
And then I could get a unit of jump back intercessors.
Is a unit of 3 enough damage?
It picks up a lot of stuff, you know what I mean?
I mean, from my playtesting, it didn't kill shit, but even with all the rerolls.
I mean, it does have a lot of rerolls. As in all of the rerolls. Just slamming 3 whirlwinds or repulsor executioners to go ham. I mean, repulsor executioner is legit, but it is expensive, and we'd literally have to drop extra shit to get there. We didn't think we had enough stuff to play the game. We're definitely not going to have enough stuff after we put in a repulsor executioner. It's going to be tough to put in the Grey Hunters. We're playing Iron Hands right now. I don't actually hate a Repulsor Executioner in it. The Repulsor Executioner is 230, correct?
That sounds right. I'm thinking.
I'm just looking it up. 220, my bad. You know what? I don't hate that at all. We actually have that. Almost. We need to find 20 points. Which is kind of funny. Because we swapped the Lancers for Reapers, which got us 20 points.
Yep.
The Thunderstrike, I said, was $160.
Yep. And then you have 5 points, so you're at 185.
185. We'd have to drop one thing to get the Repulsor Executioner. That actually fits into this list quite better. Just jack out the Eradicators. I don't want them anymore.
Okay, so you have 185 points still.
And I need to find 35.
You could swap the Calidus for another unit of scouts.
Nope. I make one of the infiltrators, another unit of scouts, and I add a repulsor executioner, and then I love this list. Swap infiltrator for scouts, and then just drop in a repulsor executioner. Boom! Off the top ring row, baby. I kind of like where that just went.
So you have more mission play. You have so the repulsor executioner is the one with the big gun, right?
Yes.
I play Space Marines and they all look the same.
A repulsor executioner is the one that has the big gun and 180 idiot shots. It's 100% of that, all right? A lot of times what you do is you take a list and then you take things that are important to you and make sure that you're in. Take a core of another list and then make the list yourself. You do that all the time. Ugh. Fuck you outside. Moving on. Drakari Mojo.
2 lists here.
We've got a list from 2 liver lists. We've got one from the Jaguar, and then we've got one from Dorian. So
I have no idea which one's which.
Dorian's on the left, Jaguar's the later one.
Okay.
Now, I like to combine these, to be honest with you, because I want raiders for my. I don't like splitting the raiders up. So, I'm sorry, I don't like splitting the Kavalite warriors up because it's such a big deal. Again, same thing we were talking about. Lots of infantry list. All of the base guns for Eldar, Dark Eldar, are anti-infantry 3. So when I pop out, I pop the strat for double exploding 6s, so sustain 2, and then you get full rerolls. I want that to really be a big deal on a 10-man unit. So a lot of times I'm taking 2 raiders full of 10 Kabbalites and I'm putting them off board, bringing them in, popping the guys out, murder shitting on somebody.
So you want 2 10-man Calabites with 2 raiders to start off with.
Oh, I want at least that. I prefer 3, to be honest with you. I think people are really sleeping on how much damage Kabbalite warriors do. It's just nasty. Yeah, I mean, again, full rerolls plus the strat, plus you're going to bring at least 2 Archons. So 2 Archons and Lilith are starting with this. We might even go 3. But for sure, we're bringing 2. 2 Archons and Lilith. And then put in a 10-man unit of girls.
The witches.
Yep.
I'm not checking your points. I'm just going to assume that you're going to be slightly over.
I just made this list. Breton is literally playing this at
all right. So you have you have 2 Archons, Lilith, 10 witches, 3 units of Calabites with 3 raiders.
3 units of 10. So
they only come in 10s, right?
Yep. And then it's going to take you up to 4 raiders because you're going to have Lilith in one.
Okay.
And then you're going to have the Kabbalite warriors in another. Now the Venoms do let you split, so there's a chance that we'll just put it at 4 raiders right now. There's no full raiders. The full raiders is the strat. So what you definitely want 2 mandrakes in these lists because the mandrakes are 4 deployers, and the mandrakes, just like scouts, can just bounce up into the air.
Okay, seems pretty useful.
And all Dark Eldar lists just straight up get 3x5 scourges because 3x5 scourges is banana pants.
And those are the guys with jump packs and special weapons, right?
They have. It's not special weapons. They have dark lances. Thank you very much.
those are special weapons.
They are.
Hey, they could take the cannons.
I do love Court of the Archon with it, but like it's whether I want to just walk in with them because they're too big for that. I'd have to bring like a Tantalus. So exactly, mandrakes don't have the restrictions. Mandrakes are amazing, so it's a huge thing on this. So then it becomes what you're bringing, with the rest of this. And there's some play to be had. Beastmasters, are they good? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're legit.
What do they do?
They add more shit, basically. So it's just more of a, do you want more? You can go with the court gives you guys lethals, So I'll just give you the D list we're looking at right now. If you want to finish it off, again, there's multiple ways you can do this. It's kind of seasoned to taste at that point in time. I think that certain things go in here. I think that you put at least 2, probably 3 units of Kavalite warriors. I think that that's like the starting point. I do think that 2 Reaver jet bikes is just fantastic in these because they just go 16 and they can have free heat lance, plus you can do some flyovers, you know what I mean? For charge mortals. And you do flyover mortals. They're just really good for their points. 3-man unit of Reavers, it costs 60 points. The bikes just go 16 and they're great for roadblock. So I'd like to put 2 times 3 Reavers in here. Okay. And then when you're looking at it, do you want some Incubi? Is really what you start the question on it. Incubi are nice just because of the fact that they're 3-up save. They've got 2 damage weapons. So do you want a couple?
So how many points is this baseline? The 2 Archons, Lilith, Witches, 3 units of Calibite Warriors, 4 Raiders, 2x5 Mandrakes, 3x5 Scourges, 2x3 Reavers. Because it sounds like that's the part of the list that you're really happy with.
Yes.
So how many points is that?
You'd have to look. I mean, I have to look at the list. I mean, so like 140, 290, 260, 365. Or it's like 1,500 points ish. I'm literally looking at the list right now. So I think this is where you go base, and then if you want to throw in the Incubi, you can go 3x5, or you can go 10 and a 5, and I'm cool with either. if you're going to do that, I would put in the third Archon because it gives you places to put stuff. But also, like I said, the Court of the Archon like is a real thing. It gives you a decent amount of mojo because the Court of the Archon gives basically they just jam into a unit of warriors and they give them lethal hits and effectively a shit ton more durability because they're -1 wound. They make people take battle shock tests, but the lethal hits is a big thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, all the time. They also give you an actual melee threat because the Urgal, the Sith, and the Shishini all have
These sound
six...
like made up words that you just came up with.
Kind of.
So, do you want any venoms with either of these? Because
the thing is that you're going to put in, for instance, in our list, I'll just put the list that we're taking in right now, thinking about taking. So the rest of the list would be 2 more venoms and a 10 and a 5 incubi. And then I took 3 archons in our list right now. But that I'm saying that's not the end all be all. These are seasoned to taste, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Dark Eldar is just when you get to the end, you can really put in a lot. I mean, for sure you're going to put in some venoms, to be honest with you. It's just a lot of shots. And it also gives you an option to split the cowlets if you really want to. They're just really good. As I'm saying, there's a lot. Evan, we've been back and forth on Chronos. My thing is, like, I played this a decent amount. I actually took it to a tournament a while back, and I never felt like I needed more tokens. Like, if you just want to make rerolls everywhere, I guess you could be burning tokens, but I would use rerolls specifically on things that I really wanted to happen. And you get a token every time you kill something. So it just felt like I had enough tokens most of the time. And the problem is that the Chronos give you a token on a 4-up. So it just wasn't consistent enough for me. If you take Chronos, you're not wrong. They're good. They're only 50 points. You know what I mean? For me, I was just like, eh. So my thing on that is, Scary says you need the plane. The plane's not bad either. I just don't like the plane being the plane. And when I say plane being the plane just has plain rules. You know what I mean?
But that would still be a flavor to take or season taste kind of thing.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. All right. So you're saying the baseline being 2 Archons, Lilith, unit of witches, 3 units of warriors, 4 raiders, 2x5 mandrakes, 3x5 scourges, 2x3 reavers.
That's going in every list.
Yeah, that's approximately 1,500 points.
Right.
And then you can take Incubi, you can take the Court of Archon, you can take Venoms. I mean,
this is definitely Sky Splinter.
And Chronos and all the other stuff is season to taste.
And what was the question on Reavers?
Oh, Space Marine Reavers.
Oh. Batman? No, we're talking about real Reavers.
No, we're talking about the Space Marine Reavers.
Boo. Yeah, but yeah, man, I think that this Dark Outlaw list is disgusting. It's just got a shit ton of shots. It's got a shit ton of shots. It's got massive rerolls. It's got keywords like lethal. It's got keywords like sustain 2, and it's a big deal. So I like this quite a bit.
All right. Do we have any more lists? I think there's one more.
There's one more. All
right.
Thank you so much, Bob. Court by itself, I don't really like the Court by itself, to be honest with you. I like added to the thing. It adds so much to a warrior unit because it adds just more bodies. It adds lethals. Lethal hits is probably the best keyword in the game because it lets you interact with things that you have no business interacting with, especially if you have full rerolls. Lethal hits is so gross on things that have full rerolls because they can just hunt for 6s. Hunt for 6s, hunt for 5, depending on what. Does Brad have a theme song? Yes. If you listen to me streaming,
it's called Unicorn Wizard.
You just sing it. I'm the best, the best. Brad is the best at everything.
Unicorn Wizard is Brad's theme song.
Especially being tall. I'm the best.
It is a very poetic theme song.
Let's talk about. Man, you really cut this down. This looked like a long list at first.
I mean, it had a lot of war gear.
Dwarves don't have wizards. Damn it, they have rune. This makes me so angry that freaking space dwarves have wizards. Boo. I want one of these Hearthguard to be a tenor. I don't think he had. Give me 2 seconds to skim down here in the thing.
So there were no Sagittars.
I know there's no Sagittarius, which made me sad, but I want to make sure he has Grim Demeanor. Jesus Christ, a bunch of people I have listed like as we were live. Guys, we'll try to add them at the last second, but I can't add the list as we go. He has Grim Demeanor, chance. So he's got Wayfarer's Grace and Grim Demeanor. So that's good. That ignores all modifiers. So like I want one of the champs to go with 10 mana Hearthguard. It doesn't change what's in the list, but it changes the fact that I want a 10 and a 5 instead of 3 5s. Because you just jam that dude with Grim Demeanor and it just wrecks. Love you too, buddy. I'm deceptively tall.
For a preschool?
100% KR. We just don't know points yet. They could change this list dramatically, depending.
That new infiltrate unit.
Yeah,
that seems
we just don't know how much it costs,
spicy stuff.
Yes, it's
probably like 110 points.
Sure, and you're probably going to use it if
you're going to use it more than Space Marine Raiders.
The problem is that if you're probably wrong, then it's going to not be used enough.
I'm calling it here on June 5th. It'll be 110 points.
Then I will put it in. I don't like a bunch of Hearthkin Warriors if I don't have Sages to go with them. I just don't care about them enough. I love Thunderkin, keep them in. I do love the Hearthguard quite a bit. I want more bikes. Bikes are the most terrifying thing in a Votann army. The scout, the volume of shots, and the ability to just leave the board is just banana pants. So I want to kick some of these Hearthkin Warriors to the curb. They're just they're
how
nice.
many points are the Hearthkin Warriors in comparison to Pioneer bikes?
Now you're gonna have to make me look. This is your whole job.
I'm typing.
Your whole job. Hold please. I gotta open up Votann. Like Brandon, your one job. You're like, screw you.
You have a Warhammer 40K subscription. I still don't.
Really?
I don't.
How?
Magic? I don't know.
I'm naming this list Brandon is lame. Just because of that. All right. Battle line. Hearthkin Warriors are a hundo. Other data sheets. I don't even know what I wanted to put in here. Pioneer jet bikes. Hearthkin Pioneers. Pioneers are 90 points. They're awesome face.
So you're suggesting here dropping 30 Hearthkin Warriors for 9 bikes?
No, I'm suggesting taking 20 Hearthkin Warriors and taking them out back and having them shot in the face. Like literally, hey guys, we found something out back that we want to show you, and it's bullets, and shoot them on that. We gained 20 points that night. Thanks, Shazzy.
I thought it's only 10, or was this list under points?
What's that?
Was this list under points?
No, I'm saying we took out 20 Hearthkin Warriors and we shot them in the face.
You're dropping 2 units. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
These guys can go to hell. They can go to hell and they can die. And add 6 more bikes.
All right, I misheard. So you have 20 points left over.
Sun's getting real low. Oh, fuck. It's barely true. I'm a dumpster fire today.
It's 30 points left over, so there was 10 points too.
Yeah, the problem is we didn't have Sag in here in the first place, so I didn't want to change. I didn't want to make this just when we try to fix this. I do like to try to keep it in the spirit of whatever I was sent. So like, he's got double chunk with the double land fortresses. If I'm going to bring a bunch of warriors, I need Sages, and we didn't have Sages, and I didn't want to just change this into a Sagittar army. So we already have the 3 units of bikes. I just want to add to the bikes. I want the Hearthguard to be a 10 and a 5, because the drop down you put the Grim Demeanor with the 10-man unit, you drop down, those guys just do work. And Thunderkin are fantastic for coming in reserve. Brad,
So
do
if
what you
you
want.
so if you have 30 points left over, we could just assume that the last unit of Hearthkin warriors could be traded into those new infiltrate guys.
That's a possibility.
I cannot imagine them being more than 130 points.
And I don't hate that. Like, this is a good. Basically, if you have 15 plus bikes, I think it makes the army. If 15 plus bikes and a 10-man unit of Hearthguard with Grim Demeanor, I'm probably cool with your League of Votann army because it does damage. It has speed. It's got shenanigans. It has a volume of shots.
Matt wants you to do whatever you want with him.
I think that this is a good list right now. Literally, make it 10 and 5. Excuse me. Make it 15 bikes, and it's fantastic. Uh-oh. Probability coming in, hanging in Arcasona, Benito to go blue, and
Go
say it
Blue.
with, there we go, and a go blue.
How did you pronounce Arkansas?
Arkansas.
You did not say Arkansas. You said Arkansas.
I definitely did not.
So since Matt is an open book and we're looking at this list, do you want to make a Sagittar variant of this list as well?
No, because it changes things wildly.
But he's an open book.
Well,
We could give him two options. Ready?
we're giving him one option. He's playing this, and then we're coming back, and we'll give him a Sagittar the next time.
All right.
I don't. That would go into a full MSU list, which I don't hate either. Sagittars are thebomb.com. Arkansas. Exactly. 6 bikes, 6 bullet grenade. It felt good. Bikes are the truth. I think bikes are the best thing in this army. So I'm a pirate now.
Yes.
Arkansas.
So this is the one option that Brad is providing, Matt. Drop 20 warriors, get 6 more bikes.
Is one option an option? I said we'd give him another option the next time. We're fixing a list. I gave him a list fix. I feel that this is my work is done here. And I wander off into the
Actually, Brad, here's a thought. So he has 3 characters. Those characters get attached to the Hearthguard. But if you combine a unit of Hearthguard, you have a character standing out with doing nothing, correct?
Yeah, you can throw him with the other idiots.
Is it worthwhile? Like what does the champion do with the warriors?
Makes him happy.
Are there any way, if we drop the champion, do we have enough points to buy something else?
No. 3 more bikes. To get the full 18.
All right, let's do it. We're dropping the champion then.
No, you don't need to. The champs, you want the champs anyways. The champ, you actually probably
You're just gonna have a champ on his own doing nothing.
No, you won't. You're one champ's going with one Hearthguard, one's going with the other one. We'll just put the call with the warriors. We want him to be able to pick out and start putting judgment tokens on people.
Can he join the warriors?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Okay.
He can. He's a grown ass man. He does what he wants, man.
You say that, but Azrael can't join, the honor guard for Space Marines.
He's a leader. He joins Hearthguard and Hearthkin warriors.
Perfect.
I said that with much bravado, but I had to go look it up to make sure I was 100% sure.
I'm glad you looked it up.
I mean, Junior's list is legit also. Come on up. I mean, he just rocked with it. He just went undefeated at PAO. It's legit. I think he was playing. I'd have to look this list up again. There's multiples on it. Sagittar spam's just good.
What's it? What Junior?
I mean, just look at the thing. He was first. It's PAO.
Well, I'm looking it up. So
Hold on, I'll give it to you right now. Give me 2 moments, everyone, and we'll just put it in there. Was BAO 2 weeks ago?
it was Memorial Day weekend. So yeah.
Jukebox Hero. Do. Search. Frontline Gaming. BA open. Placings. Hey, look, Junior. View list. Junior's list was an Iron Master. 2 champs. 1 unit of warriors. 1, 2, 3. Units of Sagittars. 3 units of Thunder, or sorry, 2 units of Thunderkin, 1, 6, 1, 3, a unit of Zerks, a unit of 10 Hearthguard, and a unit of 5 Hearthguard, 1 chunk Land Fortress, and 3 units of bikes. They're all 3-man? Yeah, they're all 3-man. And that's what he brought. It's a good list. Sagittar spam's legit. Yeah, I mean. So. But all of those things, all of the things, some of the stuff. So, I mean, it's very similar to what we're talking about right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like he swapped 1 Land Fortress for 3 Sagittars.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. He has less bikes to make it happen too. Sagittar sounds good because they split up those units. So he had 1 unit of Zerks. So he basically split the unit of warriors and put them in Sag, and then he put 1 unit of Zerks in the Sag.
I'm assuming it's a 5-man squad.
Yep. I mean, they're both, like I said, both legit. I prefer, it's just, like I said, again, we're always seasoning the taste. You know, I prefer just more bikes, but I feel like I can really manipulate the bikes to do really damage because it really threatens your opponents with that scout move. Scout move plus a 12-inch move in itself means you can kind of be anywhere on the board, cut angles, and it's nice to threaten. A lot of times what you want to do, I'll leave, this will be how I leave everybody with my tip of the day. If you have a fast-moving unit that scouts, put that unit aggressively up because then give yourself a place to scout it back. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is most of the time you don't want to commit something. The threat of something is almost always more important than the thing that the unit does. Because if I'm playing Brandon right now and I jam a bunch of bikes on the line and I have somewhere that I can scout them behind cover, he still has to respect the fact that I might YOLO Swaggins them if I go first and try to pick up his army, which means that he has to truncate down his deployment, which means he gets poor movement. He has less options for himself on his first turn of movement. And the threat of that means that your opponent gets less movement. They might not be able to get the secondaries that they choose. You know what I mean? You're giving them less options by having that threat. So even if you're always planning on them scouting behind something, move them aggressively, but give yourself that option.
I think that strategy will work way more when you have access to that unit that has infiltrate.
Yeah, but it's just the thing is, it's just being able to bully. Mm-hmm. Be a man, deploy in the open. Or you could do that, but I think that's probably not going to be my favorite. Also, I have to say that everybody, 75% of you said that I should go with Zod, Ninja, Face, Black Lotus, Chuck Norris, Kickmaster Flash in my list. I feel the people.
Where do you come up with these names? Like,
I never remember his actual name.
Do you have like a meme generator? Like,
no,
that's your phone number, and like
that is default. This is the last number of your birthdays. Works.
Okay.
See, all this dumb shit, that is literally what's floating around in my head all the time.
I'm glad that we've come to this conclusion. I've learned something new about you today.
Also, I play a lot of techno music in my head because anytime I'm getting bored with something, that starts playing. I have my own soundtrack. Doosh, 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 doosh. Just imagine Sandstorm playing all the time. It's kind of how I roll. We should promo stuff. Brandon, where can people find you?
We need to drop that baseline first, though. People can find me at Still Frosty Gaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and at stillfrostygaming.com.
You do stuff and things there?
I do stuff and things. Right now, I'm working on the Great Kroot Rebasing project, where I just put up a tutorial on how to make clay bases, and now I'm going to be doing a video either today or tomorrow about how to paint the bases.
Brad GPT, I need to put that up.
We probably have a friend who's a software engineer who could do that for you, like Nick Rose.
40K Lorecast. I'm everywhere. There's the Discord. It's fantastic. There's the website. Leads you all kinds of places. Also, if you're looking for, I think I have this in the description, but not. If not, Old Man Brad 40K at gmail.com. Is where you can reach me for coaching. And the bonus points for a tech dot display. Could you make me them?
Yeah,
Dude, do you know what I need?
When you find some money, sure.
Well, no, that I have to. Man, it's not like I can leave. I've known you too long. I can't just take off. Be like, ha ha. Oh, Lau coming in. Hey, Brad, fix this. Grabs. Nice. I need a orc
So does Lyle want
techno
surgery?
rave party. I'm thinking more like the second Matrix, where they just have. By the way, in the dumbest thing ever, I'm gonna shit on everybody that likes that movie on that. First Matrix, on my way, was a perfect movie. Second Matrix, when they're like, "Hey, we're gonna get invaded. What should we do? Rave!" Like,
I mean, what would you do? Like,
I mean, I'd probably start fortifying where I
nothing.
live, so I don't.
Nothing
get
they
killed.
could have done would have saved their asses.
I think that there's probably more things you could do besides have a rave. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta live it up, man. You know you're gonna die. You might as well live it up.
Sure.
No, okay. Even if you gave them an extra 24 hours, no amount of preparing was going to help them for the ass whooping that they received.
You know what they could have done? Put a goddamn screen door on the front of their stupid walkers that literally had people sitting in a lawn chair with nothing in front of them. Like, I hope no one throws a rock at me since there's nothing in front of me. How about a windshield, dude? Screen door? I don't know. Anything. I'll fucking some goddamn rice paper. At least slow it down for a second. Fucking stupidest shit ever.
But it looked really cool, though.
Gun platform with no anything in front of you.
Hey, that's the logic my crew used. And believe it or not, those crew suits are older than Matrix 3. When did the Matrix 3 come out, actually?
I refuse to acknowledge that movie. Matrix 1, fantastic. Matrix 2 actually was cool for the soundtrack. And they had some cool random stuff in the movie. It was always bad. And Matrix 3 made me want to punch the person next to me.
What about the new one that just came out?
No. Just fucking no. That gets a full no. I won't even acknowledge that.
So the time I saw was Matrix Resurrections was when I was flying back from Europe, and I was trying to use it to fall asleep, and it was that bad. I still couldn't fall asleep though.
Did you start booing at the end, and they made the Jesus metaphor? Just like, boo.
It was pretty bad. It was not that good.
You know what? I'm doing one last poll before we go.
What is the poll question?
How bad were every other Matrix movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
That's not even a poll question.
You know what?
Actually, here's a question for you, and we can put this in a poll. This is probably better. Which is worse, Matrix 3 or Aliens 3?
Aliens 3 was fucking terrible.
That's
Aliens
what I'm saying.
1 and 2 were two of the best movies ever, by the way.
Yeah,
And they're two wildly different movies.
And
Matrix
that's why
1,
this is a more apt comparison. Which is worse, Matrix 3 or
Aliens 1
Aliens
was a
3?
horror movie. Aliens 2 was an action movie, and they were both fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aliens 3 was a floating turd in the toilet bowl. And if you sent me a video of somebody taking a shit, it would still be better than Alien 3. You're like, plot seems way better. Acting too. Aliens 3 was poop. There's my poll. How bad were the other Matrix movies? Super bad, epic bad, or ultra mega bad?
This is quite possibly the worst poll I've ever seen before.
Just like all of the leather daddies. Well done, Carmona. Well done. I lose track of the Aliens movies. There's 1 and 2, and then there's like
I
piles
I
of trash.
I think Alien Resurrection is actually worse than Alien 3.
Is that the prison one?
Alien 3 is when they're in the prison world with
That was the worst.
yeah.
That
No, I
was
think Resurrection's the worst.
no.
Yeah, they just slammed in like a good 40 minutes of cloning plot line that was a hot topic at the time.
Prison one was literally like some sort of USA Up All Night movie, and half the people don't even know what that is.
I don't know. This is a poll discussion for tomorrow, I think.
Whew.
Resurrection is definitely way, way worse than Alien 3.
You know what? We're gonna put that. You know what? Let's do a stream tomorrow and talk about bad movies. See, by the way, I need everyone to know Brandon has seen every god awful movie. You can't even make one up, man. Like
There are so many movies that are bad.
You miss some good movies and you watch all of the thunderously bad ones.
Absolutely.
Like, just, dude, you saw Cocaine. The best is you didn't just see Cocaine Bear. You saw all of the movies that went with Cocaine Bear.
Brad, you just reminded me. They had the whole Cocaine series come out, and I never followed up on like the Cocaine Beaver. I do love my bad movies.
Jesus. It was Cocaine Bear, Cocaine Shark.
Yeah.
There was one more.
Cougar. Cocaine Cougar.
Jesus. Just bad.
The Room is so bad that that's good.
Plan 9 from Outer Space is so unbelievably bad that it's actually good, because you can do Mystery Science Theater with it. Cocaine Cougar sounds hot. You're watching a different Cocaine Cougar, my man.
You know, they have those kind of actresses in that movie.
Yeah, I dated some Cocaine Cougars back in the day. Brandon is the expert on cocaine cinematic. You know what? We're doing a stream tomorrow. Screw it. We're doing
what time are we doing the stream?
We're gonna figure out what my coachings are. I'm gonna coaching at 12. Let's do it to 2.
All right. 2 p.m. We're just shit talking movies.
Or just shit. There will be absolutely. I want everybody to know that we're gonna do a 2 o'clock stream, and there will be zero useful information in this stream. It will be.
Should we talk about the 40K movie? That one was really bad.
There was a 40K movie?
Yeah, there was the Ultramarines movie.
Are you making that up?
I'm not making it up. It went straight to DVD. It was an Ultramarines movie.
Of course,
it was so bad.
Cocaine Cougar stream. We should just start about. You know what we could do? We'll do clips. I can do clips. I will set up some clips.
All right. So I guess we should talk about the worst movies we've ever seen. And the best worst movies we've seen, like movies that are just bad but they're actually entertaining.
I mean, there's some movies that I love that are terrible that I watch.
Yeah, like Zombiever.
I mean, that's too far. No, Brandon, you already took this too far. There was a line, and you dove over it and threw a grenade behind you.
It's about zombie beavers, and the zombie beavers bite people, and they turn into zombievers.
D&D is the worst movie I've ever seen. And we're going to talk about that today.
James, there is some interesting stuff in Zombievers.
And I'm not talking about the latest one that came out, the real movie. I'm talking about the ones with the Wayans brothers in it.
What about Mortal Kombat 2?
At least had techno music.
It did have techno music. And it was a good introduction to Rammstein, too.
See? Stuff to go.
All right. So tomorrow, 2 p.m., we're talking about movies.
All right.
How do you watch along? It'll be on here. It'll be on YouTube.
It'll be right here, 2 p.m. You know what? Can I make a thing while I'm... No, I can't. I was gonna say
you gotta end the stream to record another stream.
All right.
But we'll have to do some homework tonight, Brad, to find some clips and trailers for all these movies.
You know what? I want it. I'm not even going there. This is fantastic.
And on that note, we're not talking about that, and we're going to let it go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.